Hey guys, this is J19 brought to you with another video, and today's topic we're going to talk about what Sony had to say about their DualSense controller and about their the challenges is to launch during this time of crisis we're in. So I got a couple blogs sites I'm going to read from, and I'll have those down in the description below, so if you guys want to check that out, read it for yourself as well, feel free. If you're new to the channel, please like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification if you want more videos like this, and so you know when I go live next time. With that said, let's get started. First one I'm going to read from is from the PlayStation blog, presenting PlayStation's first global spot showcasing key immersive features for the PlayStation 5 console generation. Developers also share how adaptive triggers and haptic feedback provides new game experiences on the PlayStation 5. So this is about developers. Sony was able to get these developers to talk about the DualSense controllers and what it means for their games, and I thought it was really neat. I wanted to share this with you guys. So here we go. PlayStation fans, I hope you are just excited as I am for the launch of the PlayStation 5 console this holiday season. Each console generation provides an opportunity to tell a unique story through our marketing. This new generation will be especially fun for us, given the new suite of features that will come with the PlayStation 5 console. Today I am pleased to share with you our first global spot for PlayStation that showcases some of the immersive gameplay you'll experience on the new PS5 console. Our first global digital ad for the PS5 console, you'll see the new console's features come to life through a young woman's eyes and her movements. It starts as she walks across a frozen lake, feeling the crack of ice at her feet. As the character senses danger, a sudden explosive reveal of cracking from the icy surface showcases a haptic feedback sensation you can feel from the DualSense wireless controller for the PlayStation 5 console. Sound then comes from all directions as the central character reacts to everything she hears, whether it's coming from the front, the side, above, or from behind her, showcasing the PS5 console's Tempest 3D audio tech. Closing out the spot, as the central character draws her bow, the tension of her bowstring is a sensation you'll also feel, made possible through the DualSense wireless controller adaptive triggers, which is amazing. I like that feature. We are quite excited about these features. We can't wait for you all to get immersed in the world of games with the PlayStation 5 console and DualSense wireless controller in your own hands. Our partners in the development community have been hard at work, either creating or dreaming up the next generation of games. Read on to learn some of the ways they are working with the DualSense wireless control, its built-in capabilities. Okay, this is from Insomniac. The haptic feedback precisions allows us to do all sorts of new things. Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales will be hinting to players which direction attacks are coming from by providing haptic feedback from the appropriate direction on the DualSense wireless controller. What does it feel like to use Miles' stealth ability? How does Venom Blast feel? Because of the high resolution of DualSense controller's haptic system, we can really push the dimensionality of the feedback. For instance, you can hold down square to do a Venom punch. You feel Spider-Man's bioelectricity crackle across from the left side of the controller, accumulating in the right side on impact. Wow, that's impressive. That's from Brian Horton, the creative director of Miles Morales, Spider-Man. Alright, Deathloop. I'm really excited by the adaptive triggers and the haptic feedback, both features that will bring some physicality and some experiences and give important feedback. Deathloop brings being a first-person shooter. We do a lot of things to make weapons feel differently from one another. One I like is blocking the triggers when your weapon jams to give to the player an immediate feedback even before the animation plays out, which prompts the player in a physical way that that they can have to unjam their gun, which is awesome. I just hope people realize that, you know, don't get frustrated with a trigger if it don't want to work, gets blocked, because you got to do something to get your weapon unjammed. So remember that, folks. Don't get mad and destroy DualSense controller. Okay, that's from Dinga Bakaba, game director, Deathloop. Alright, now, just as the name triggers suggests, the main use of DualSense wireless controllers adaptive triggers in Ghostwire Tokyo is for active actions to shoot or trigger something, and we also use them to create the sensation of recoil. We're also looking at ways to take advantage of the adaptive triggers to express a sense of persistent energy or a balance of forces, if you will. And for perhaps actions such as charging, loading, and a sense of accumulation of power or energy for things. The haptic feedback in comparison to the vibration function of previous generations allows us to utilize a much wider range, starting from a very strong vibration that is much more powerful than before, down to extremely light vibration. This way we can offer players very detailed textured nuisance. Because of this, our approach is different. It isn't a transit or a constant vibration level anymore. It allows us to meticulously adjust the feedback throughout the game. Wow. Kenji Kimura, director, Ghostwire Tokyo. Sorry if I butchered that name. Ooh. This is one of the bigger games. Horizon 2 Forbidden West. Okay, Horizon Forbidden West features new weapons that are destined to feel unique and play a specific role in the combat with machines and human components. The DualSense wireless controller adaptive triggers will help us to make the weapons feel even more unique and satisfying to use. Wow. Magic's Dejong, game developer Guerrilla. Okay, with the DualSense wireless controller and the power haptic, we can make the combat and Demon Souls feel grittier, darker, and deadlier. Now you feel every blow as you strike down your opponents and cast each spell. You'll experience the force of a titanic boss attacks as you pull off a well-timed guard. Metal strikes metal when your foe blocks your attacks or you block theirs. The extra sensory feedback through the controller allows you to know your attack hit home, and your perfectly timed parry was a success, so you can react faster and more decisively. That's gonna be awesome. That's gonna help us a lot. I really like that. We can also turn the simple act of pulling a lever to open a gate into a sensory experience. This is something that Rumbles could never do. It could never replicate the feeling of metal striking metal or fire crackling in your hand as you control magic. Haptics are integral to the experience, to immersing the player in the world and adding to the gameplay. The visual, aural, tactile working together takes this new generation gaming into the future. Gavin Moore, creative director, SIE Japanese studio. Godfall. Alright. As a player, I'm excited to finally feel which weapon I'm holding in my hands without looking at any UI. I can also sense where an enemy is spatially even outside my view and range. Field of view. Keith Lee, CEO, Counterplay Games. The adaptive triggers are something we're excited to feature in Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. For instance, an Enforcer is a dual barrel shotgun type weapon. As you pull the trigger, you fire from one barrel. You can feel resistance around halfway down the trigger. You need a bigger blast. Pull the trigger through the resistance point. You'll fire both barrels at the same time. Wow, it's pretty neat. Marcus Smith, creative director of Insomniac Games. As a developer, we want to surprise with unexpected feelings, and so the haptic feedback has our central focus for Astro's Playroom. The concept of feeling the world is omnipresent. That's a significant step forward in immersion. I tried turning haptic feedback off once. I could not believe how much I missed it. It is a game changer for sure. We use haptic feedback throughout the entire game. The most striking are the surfaces because players would notice within a few seconds. Extra steps can be felt running on plastic, metal, sand, and even splashing in water. Nicholas Dosset, Studio Director, Japan. Alright. Okay, we got a couple more to read and then we got our article. Alright, adaptive triggers have enabled us to provide sensation which match what Sackboy could feel in the game. For example, when picking objects up, there is a tension to each press which conveys that the little guy is struggling to carry it. Similarly, when equipped with a grappling hook, R2's weapon mode makes the player feel like they're actually firing it themselves. Wow. Ned Waterhouse, Design Director, Sumo Digital. I think the most effective use of the adaptive trigger in Gran Turismo 7 is prevented by the operation of the anti-lock brake system, ABS, while braking. The typical ABS release brake pressure intermittently, while the driver applies pressure to the metal pedal. The adaptive triggers is suited for recreating this pedal feel and will allow the player to accurately feel and understand the relationship between the braking force they want and the tire's grip. Compared to the rumble force feedback we had in the past, the special character of the haptic feedback is that it has a bigger range of frequencies it can produce. What this means is that the sound design and tactile design can be handled in continuous, integrated manner. Kazunori Yamayushi, President, Polyphony Digital. We'll have more to share in the coming weeks. Keep your eyes peeled. Alright guys, that's the first article. Now this one's the second one. This is from GameIndustries.biz. PlayStation launching a console during the pandemic is a massive challenge on every front. Excuse me. PlayStation has debuted its first PlayStation 5 ad, which makes the pitch that next generation is all about how games feel. Excuse me. Again. That's been the case since the start of PlayStation 5, the PS5. This new console will be less about how nice games look. We've been seeing diminishing returns in that department with each passing generation, but rather how they will sound, how it will feel to use the controller, how fast it all is. You saw that in the Sony's big PS5 review in June. You can see it in this TV ad, which opens with a line, "Welcome to a world where you can feel more." This site will have the trailer, the advertisement they talked about, so feel free to click on the link below for the site. It will have it, or look up on YouTube. I recommend you guys wearing headphones, and it's mind blowing. It's mind blowing how everything sounds, and you can't really feel, but it's just, you can definitely feel the effort Sony has put into the next gen, which is fantastic. There's one considerable drawback in all this. Nobody can feel the PS5 right now. Sony can't take the console and its controller and aptly titled DualSense to PAX at Gamescom or EGX. It can't take it on a shopping mall tour or put demo stations into shops. It's a massive challenge on every front, says Eric Limpel, SVP and head of global marketing at Sony Interactive Entertainment. Not just for the parts of the organization that I oversee, but for all parts of the organization. The nice thing is that we're pulling it together. We will launch this year, and that will happen. From my end, we will absolutely make sure that we will bring all the magic, all the excitement of launches that we had in the past, which is huge. There's a lot of rumors, speculations that Sony is going to delay the PS5 because of what's going on in the world, and this right here tells us that, hey, we're a sped challenge for sure, but we are going to launch this year. We want everybody to feel what next gen has to offer, and I still can't wait for that. We are still committed to doing that. It's more challenging than ever, but our gamers expect a lot from us. It's a chance to celebrate the beginning of a new generation. This spot kicks off PlayStation 5 marketing efforts. This is just the beginning. So you can see this as an initial entry. Hopefully it looks high quality. Hopefully it captures the imagination of the viewer, and from here it just gets bigger and better. He continues, if the world wasn't a normal place, we would be out there with a demo stations at different events, with the ability for consumers to touch the product, interact with it, really understand what we are talking about. The challenge early on became, how do we try to express this with a spot, and at the same time, how do we create a spot given the current limitations presented by the global pandemic? So that was a challenge on all fronts for us. The genesis of this is that we're moving into a generation. To us, generations matter. It's a chance to raise the expectation from players and gamers and really introduce something new. So for this spot in particular, we focus on 3 distinct areas: haptic feedback, the adaptive dynamic triggers, and 3D audio. We want to show what it would be like to be in the middle of all that. The ad is certainly unique, it's almost entirely computer generated, with an actor who was filmed in her home for part of it. Wow. It was created by different people from around the world, with a marketing team in one place, the director and was then worked on by over 70 artists from a range of different visual effects disciplines. Anyone that has seen the making of Star Wars spin-off, The Mandalorian, will have a good idea how this was made. We really had to change how we do things, says Lapel. If it weren't in the current situation, we would probably have produced a slightly different type of spot. This is going to become the new way of the world for the foreseeable future. A lot of us had to adapt this shift and get innovative and creative. Although it is not the situation we would want in a launch year, we are pretty happy with how we've been able to pivot and create something like this. The ad itself has been designed to try and convey a feeling to the consumers. The crack of the ice, drawing back the bowl, the fire of the rocket, it's all done through a careful use of sound and imagery, but it's quite effective. In its aid of promoting 3 of the PS5's features, haptic feedback, adaptive triggers, and 3D audio, that are essential to Sony's vision for a new console. Just looking at the product, we're talking to developers and hearing from them about what makes the PS5 special. There are a lot of things they are excited about, but these 3 things are a major step change to where we've been in the past with interactive entertainment, Lapel said. I will add that this is probably the most literal part of the campaign, where we're really deliberately talking and trying to convey it with feeling different parts of the product. There will be other parts of the campaign that will be much broader and generate the excitement of the world of interactive entertainment that PlayStation can bring you. We felt like this was a good way to kick off, especially talking about the PlayStation 5 and what's different, and these 3 things are part of the big differences. There are more beyond this, of course. Lapel also plans to use the developers talking about these features and what they bring to the games. Talking with the Demon's Souls team, they found that they could take simple things that were really not exciting moments in games in the past, turn them into essentially experiences by using these features. It's something that they're saying that the features of the past couldn't do in any way. Couldn't replicate that feeling of, in other words, opening a gate, striking metal, fire crackling in your hand. Those are the type of things that were kind of secondary in the past, but they've been brought to the forefront, immerse the player into the games in a bigger way. Outside of the restrictions, making this a unique challenge for PlayStation, this is also the first hardware launch under the new company structure. In the past, PlayStation launches happened in individual territories, with different country teams creating and running their own ads and slogans, beginning with the Spider-Man launch on PlayStation 4 in 2018. So it now creates a global campaigns that gets localized for individual markets. This means the ad we're seeing here will be replicated around the globe, and tagline "Play has no limits" will be the brand line everywhere. In recent years, we globalized the company in a number of ways, in which And one of the things that we want to do in anticipation of going into the next generation of consoles was to create one single unified brand line. Lapel says, it's really important because good lines will stand the test of time, will become a big part of the company's brand and communication. We worked for a long time on this and really thought about what type of line could we use that will resonate globally, and naturally it will be translated and localized to all different languages around the world. But what is the sentiment that we want to pass along that really represents the ambition we have as PlayStation and really represents the products that we offer? So that is how we came up with Play Has No Limits, which I like it. It's pretty catchy. We feel it leans into a little bit of everything we do as PlayStation. We are always pushing the boundaries. This is one of the tenets of our brand. We are always looking to deliver new and exciting experiences. This is a line that really shows that we're not going to stop doing that. Although clearing up and simplifying that marketing message seems to make sense, Sony's previous approach to marketing did have its upside. It meant the company could tailor its offering to individual territories in ways that its competitors could not. The challenge for Lapel and his team is to combine the benefits of centralization with the local touch that has served the company so well in the past. It's different. We will have a lot of local executions to complement these bigger campaigns and bigger spots. You will see in some of the subsequent parts of the campaign there will be really big access that in the past that we probably wouldn't be done because the activity would have been divided up amongst the different parts of the world. We think we are in a good place. People are going to be excited about what they will see. Going forward, we can expect the PS5 campaign to switch to areas outside of things like 3D audio, adaptive triggers, and towards more traditional elements, namely the games themselves, which I cannot wait. They have so much more to show us, and I know we're closing out August with hardly any news. This is big. I'm glad he done this. We needed it. September, I can see them doing an event. Rumors is there's an event coming next week, but take everything with a grain of salt. Don't believe everything that people say, hey, this is going to happen, that's going to happen. Take it with a grain of salt. What I said, let's keep going. Once you get beyond all the features of the PlayStation 5, which makes it a true next generation product, it's all about content. Lapel concludes. The content that will be in the launch window and beyond is incredibly exciting. I would say that this is the best lineup that we ever seen in the history of PlayStation. Between our worldwide studios group and our partners from all the different publishers around the world, we revealed some of that content, but naturally there will be more to come. But the way that developers can engage with this platform and create these new experiences with known IP as well as unknown IP is incredibly exciting. So anyways guys, that's it. Give us a little heads up about adaptive triggers, the 3D audio, and the haptic feedback from certain developers from games, upcoming games, which is amazing to hear. I wish we can all experience it, but during this worldwide global pandemic that's going on, hopefully you guys are staying safe. Be nice to each other out there, by the way. And I'm glad Sony is able to give us some information about what their plans are. They're still going to launch this year. They are going out of their way to make sure everything goes according to plan. They're working their butts off, which is good to hear. Like I said, Sony's going to have an event. It could be next week, rumors, but I would take it with a grain of salt. But more likely going to be in September. I hope you guys are looking forward to that. I hope you guys appreciate this video. I know it's super long. I did a lot of reading. I know I struggle with some names. But other than that, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, a wonderful night. Keep on keeping on. I will catch you on the next one. I'm going to get on Monster Hunter World Iceborne because they got some events back. I want to get some grinding done. So I want to do this video for you guys, give you guys heads up what Sony had to say. As soon as the video is done, I will make sure I put those two sources in the description down below so you guys can read those on your own. And hope you guys are excited about PlayStation 5. Hopefully they show off the UI soon. I know Microsoft has done that already. They gave us a little, screenshots and stuff and a little bit of information. Hopefully Sony does that soon. I'm interested in seeing what they have. Anyways, you guys, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for checking out this video. Like I said in the beginning, if you're new to the channel, please like, subscribe. If you want more of content like this, please hit the bell notifications so you'll be notified when I go live or record. And with that said, you guys take it easy. I'll catch you on the next one.